Hello, welcome to Northbeat from Sikachik, Northwest Territories. Over the past week and a half, we've visited Inuvik, Fort McPherson, and Sikachik, and broadcast live from all three communities. Tonight is our final show in this region. We'll be taking you to lunch with the elders of Sikachik and learning why a weekly community meal is key for mental health. But we begin with the news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts in Sikachik, Northwest Territories. Ottawa is expected to announce its second list of major nation-building infrastructure projects next month. One of the potential projects is right here in the north. The $3 billion Kivalliq hydro fiber link would start in Manitoba and connect western Nunavut to electric grids and high-speed internet. Karen Pauls explains.
Proponents of the Kivalliq hydrofiber link working the room at this community meeting.
Kuno, welcome to Churchill.
Yes. Explaining the plan.
This project is so important to us. It's get us clean energy that we've been long needing. It'll take us off diesel fuel because we use diesel for heating and electricity. It's just going to open the door for so many opportunities out there for health care, for education.
Nunavut imports fuel to power diesel generators, the main electricity source. There is no shared transmission grid. Each community has its own power plant. Most of the internet serving governments, businesses, schools, and residents is provided by Starlink. The proposed hydrofiber link would stretch 1,200 kilometers, connecting Manitoba Hydro's power grid to 5 western Nunavut communities and a gold mine. It would also offer fiber optic connectivity, delivering high-speed internet service.
It's the very definition of nation building because it fills a very critical infrastructure gap.
The Inuit-owned corporation hopes to have shovels in the ground by 2028 and power to the gold mine 4 years later.
Can power communities, can power future mining development, and certainly can power defense as well. We need to signal to international players that Canada is serious about the Canadian Arctic, and you cannot have a strong Arctic without strong communities, and you cannot have strong communities without basic infrastructure.
The mayor of Rankin Inlet sees the benefits. The cost of electricity is more than 3 times higher in his community than Churchill.
Big deal to have reliable, cheaper power source.
But Harry Totangi has questions. Where exactly will the transmission lines be built? Will locals get any of the jobs? And how will it impact the environment and the wildlife?
Like there's other animals besides caribou, there's polar bear, there's fishing, there's a lot of issues with wildlife we have that we don't want it affected.
Proponents know it's a delicate balance, but
there's no better time than now to connect the rest of Canada, right? Again, just want the opportunity to better our lives.
And they argue that will benefit all of Canada. Karen Pauls, CBC.
The NWT Council of Leaders has wrapped up its visit to Ottawa this week. Housing, education, and Métis rights were some of the issues that guided meetings between the Northwest Territories government, Indigenous leaders, and federal ministers. Ottawa made no firm commitments, but leaders are hopeful the trip made a difference. It's the second year the council has traveled together.
Well, before, every individual group would have to try to set up a meeting, fly to Ottawa, and these ministers are fairly busy, including the Indigenous leaders or the GNVT, and this is a huge difference to be able to, send one common message to the federal government, and we're all sitting there, so they can't say that it's not supported by other Indigenous groups.
NWT Premier R.J. Simpson says Ottawa is responding very well to the territory's major projects. He now expects to break ground on the Mackenzie Valley Highway within 3 years. The highway would connect Wrigley to Norman Wells. Its estimated cost is $1.65 billion. The territory wants Ottawa to split the bill. The NWT government says it's still on track to reach its 2030 carbon emission goals, but that's partly because of expected mine closures before then. As you heard, the GNWT was in Ottawa this week, also partly to lobby for a boost to mining. So what does that mean for the territory's climate goals? Devin Trudinick found out.
How does the Northwest Territories balance its carbon emission goals with the need for more development? The NWT Minister of Environment and Climate Change was in Ottawa this week. He was with other leaders from the territory trying to lobby the federal government to fund a major project that could boost mining in the Northwest Territories. However, more mining could have an effect on the NWT's emissions. Jay McDonald says there's a way to balance climate and fiscal goals.
I think that we certainly need development in the north, and a big part of that development is ensuring that it's sustainable and continues to support our targets and our level of environmental oversight.
But for some in the NWT, the balance between climate and development may be difficult to find, and the territory needs to plan ahead.
Speaking to the economic uncertainty piece, ensuring a just transition. That means leaving no one behind. And then specifically, that can mean the retraining of positions and jobs around servicing and installing solar panels, wind turbine, pellet boilers.
Tremblay says she doesn't doubt mining will be a part of that, but for her, green energy projects are the future. A recent report came out last month. It says Canada won't meet its 2030 emission targets, but in an email to CBC News, the federal government says Canada is still committed to reaching net zero emissions by 2050. Devin Trudinick, CBC News, Yellowknife.
A 60-year-old man is dead after a single vehicle ATV collision in Rankin Inlet, Nunavut. RCMP say officers responded to reports of the crash Thursday afternoon. It happened near the community's northern store. Emergency medical services were on scene. They tried to save the man, but he was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. Rankin Inlet RCMP and the Nunavut Coroner's Office are investigating. Staying in Nunavut, a prominent former member of the territory's legal community has been convicted of assault, but he will not face jail time. TJ Deer has more, but first a warning. This story mentions suicidal ideations and domestic violence.
Michael Hatch will face no jail time for an assault conviction handed down on Thursday. The judge granted a 12-month conditional discharge, meaning that Hatch will also not have a criminal record, according to his lawyer. The conditions include having no contact with his ex-partner, completing counseling, and to not possess any weapons. The incident occurred in the home he shared with his ex-partner in September 2023, when Hatch was the director of court services at the Nunavut Justice Center here in Iqaluit. She testified that she manages the criminal operations and registry here at the Nunavut Court of Justice, and that she's also a justice of the peace. She said the assault happened when she and Hatch were separated but living together in the Road to Nowhere neighborhood of Iqaluit. Speaking with reporters after sentencing, defense counsel Scott Cowan said what happened was a rare occurrence by Hatch and completely out of character. He also said his client took steps to right his wrongs and that Hatch is a man of character and will follow his convictions to a T. 4 weapons charges and a charge of forcible confinement were dismissed by the judge. In a statement to CBC News, the Public Prosecution Service of Canada says they don't comment on court decisions, but that they respect them. Regarding a potential appeal, they said they will consider the court's decision and the factors set out in the service's desk book, which states their directives and guidelines. TJ Deer, CBC News, Iqaluit.
If you or someone you know is struggling, there's help. You can call the Kamatsiak Tut Nunavut helpline at 1-867-979-3333 or toll free at 1-800-265-3333. You can also call the Suicide Crisis Helpline by dialing 988. Both of those lines are available 24/7. In the Yukon, the coroner's inquest into the death of Hugh Riffle has reached its halfway point. Riffle was shot and killed by an RCMP officer in November of 2022 at the Air North compound in Whitehorse. Tori Fitzpatrick reports.
The coroner's jury heard Riffle was a former employee of Chieftain Energy, an Air North subsidiary. He was living in Red Deer, Alberta. There, he purchased a .22 caliber rifle, ammunition, and gun accessories before coming to Whitehorse. Chieftain employees testified this week Riffle threatened his co-workers when he quit in 2021. They say on the day of his death, Riffle arrived at the Air North compound with a gun and tried to harm employees and himself. In surveillance footage shown in court, 5 police vehicles can be seen around Riffle, and several officers are pointing their guns at him. Officers testified they called for Riffle to drop his gun, but he walked toward them and told them to shoot him. They said Riffle's gun was pointed down. One officer said he watched a fellow officer fire 2 shots before Riffle hit the ground. Another officer said he took Riffle's gun, put him in handcuffs, and began CPR. The officer who shot Riffle has not testified. The inquest is to determine how, when, and where Riffle died. It will also provide recommendations on how to prevent similar deaths in the future. It continues Tuesday. Tori Fitzpatrick, CBC News, Whitehorse.
Week 1 of the Yukon election campaign is over. There are 3 more weeks to go. Housing and healthcare dominated this first week. Chris Windier breaks it all down for us.
Healthcare was at the top of the agenda this week. NDP leader Kate White has already said she thinks this entire election is about healthcare. So her party this week rolled out a series of promises on that front, vowing to find enough physicians for everyone in the Yukon to have a family doctor. Also expanding nurse training and adding more nurse practitioners to work at the Yukon's rural health centers. The Yukon Party, meanwhile, says it wants to build a major expansion at Whitehorse General Hospital. Leader Curry Dixon saying he also wants to expand home care and start planning for a new continuing care home for seniors and elders. Dixon is also the only leader to say he's not sure he wants to follow through on plans for the Yukon's new health authority. The plan is for that health authority to start operating in 2027. Liberal leader Mike Pemberton saying he supports that plan and plans to hit the 2027 goal. Liberals didn't have a lot to say about health care this week otherwise, but they did make some major promises on housing, promising more lots, more modular homes, and more gravel for builders to build with. The Yukon Party also saying they plan to open more land for development and to cut red tape for developers. Nothing this week so far from the NDP on housing, but you can expect many more promises from all 3 parties next week. Chris Windier, CBC News, Whitehorse.
For the Nunavut election, voters will head to the polls on October 27th to choose their next MLAs. Out of the 58 candidates running for 22 seats, only 16 are women. Anais Albujaini has more.
It's not balanced if we don't have women involved.
Even if you should vote for the quality of a candidate rather than their gender, told former politicians to CBC News, women might bring different qualities to the table. That's what ex-mayor of Iqaluit and former MLA Elisapi Shutipiak told us.
But we as women had transferable skills that we use in our home every day. You might not know budgets in the millions, but you know how to budget in your home because it's paycheck to paycheck and so forth. And I just tell them, just add zeros too when you get involved.
Many studies show in the United States or Finland, for example, that more women representative often means more bills to better childcare or have better welfare programs. And this could have a consequence in a place like Nunavut, says Jason Rochon, the president of the employee union.
So if we have full-time kindergarten in the territory, we're going to open up a minimum of 300 to 350 spaces, potentially up to 500 some years. And that's going to put more men and especially more women in the workforce and give them a chance to not have to stay at home and do childcare. And sometimes the government's taking away those choices.
This year, 16 candidates in the entire territory who are running are women, some incumbents. Over the years, the number of candidates and elected officials in the territorial elections has slowly increased and reached almost one-third last legislature. Pat Agniakak, a former MLA from 2013 to 2021, hopes whoever gains power, remember, they are hired by their constituents.
I mean, you carry on, you do the best you can. Doesn't matter what gender you are, you come to the House with full authority because you've been elected.
A national group advocating for gender parity in Canadian politics, Equal Voice, hopes that Nunavut elects 11 women this year. Anaïs El-Boujdaini, CBC News, Iqaluit.
Child poverty and food insecurity were on the agenda at an election roundtable in Iqaluit today. The not-for-profit Kupanoak asked candidates how they would address those issues. Proposed solutions included increasing child tax benefit thresholds and payout amounts, as well as setting up a school meal program. Kupanoak's director says she's optimistic about what was discussed.
I do invite all MLAs that do end up representing their constituents at the end of this election to come to our office and talk about this issue of child poverty. I think the first piece is to understand what's going on and then hear from people on the ground what the solution is.
Members of the public were also invited to ask questions. One person who spoke was former politician Jack Anuak. He brought up concerns about Nutrition North and the Inuit Child First Initiative.
When you're still even below that poverty line, you're cut off from getting that support of Jordan Principle, Nutrition, or the other support programs that you really need.
Earlier this morning, Prime Minister Mark Carney announced the government would be looking at making its temporary national school food program permanent.
Hello, I'm Paul Andrews. Here's George Tuckaroo with the news.
Thanks, Paul. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Carol Morin.
That's Northbeat for tonight. I'm Nadira Beg. Good night.
Good evening. I'm Randy Henderson. We start in the Northwest Territories.
Good evening. I'm Kate Kyle.
I'm Hillary Bird.
Shannon Scott.
Juanita Taylor. And this is Northbeat.
It's a chance to share a laugh and a meal, and also to check in with each other. For 15 years, elders have gathered here in Sigachik for a weekly lunch. The program has grown over the years, and Charlene Blake has been there to witness it all. She's chief of the Gwich'a Gwich'in Band, also a community wellness worker, and she invited us to stop by this week for lunch.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Tell me where we are right now and what's going on around us.
We're at the local band office here in Sigachik, and we're gathering today for our weekly elders lunch.
How did the elders lunch start, and how long has it been going on for?
This elders lunch started with the health center staff, and we've invited elders out. It used to be at the gym, and before we had any other facilities, and it was Joyce and I who would cook and prepare a meal, and then sometimes it would be snacks. It could have been as small as cookies, but now we have funding through the wellness and another pot of funding, I think, through the band that helps pay for this, and we cook a full meal for them each Wednesday.
Tell me why this kind of event falls under wellness. How is this a wellness event?
Well, this event gets our elders out of their homes, gathering together. You see them, they talk and mingle about each other. We get them out and we play a game with them, if it's crib, gin, bingo. Yeah, so it's getting them out, and it's good for their mental health.
Yeah, talk to me more about the importance of gatherings like this for mental health, especially here in the north. We have such long, cold winters as well, so I imagine that's also an aspect.
Yeah, well, we like to see them come out each Wednesday, and we know they're well and they're getting around good. So, it's good to see and touch base with them at least once a week in person. This space we're in today is new. We're here this week just to try a different space. We're usually over in the youth center, and it gets them out of their homes and into an environment together where they can talk with each other, communicate, play games, and eat together.
And how long have the lunches been going on for?
We were talking about this yesterday, Joyce, and I think it's been around about 15 years, and it's been just getting bigger and better every year. And a big part of this is Sasha Blake, our recreation coordinator, who's not here right now. She usually is the backbone behind this, and she does a lot of preparation in preparing for the elders, and we're usually over in her building.
Okay, is there anything else you wanted to tell me about these lunches?
No, we just have them every Wednesday, and today we're having like a Thanksgiving dinner because Thanksgiving's coming up. So every season we try, and we also celebrate birthdays. So we might be having a birthday today.
Real community events, eh?
Yes, yeah, in a small setting. Yeah.
Thank you, Masi.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday to
Unreal. Thank you.
Well, we were at the elders' lunch in Sigachik. Elder John Norbert wanted to share a message about unity among his people. Here's what he said.
To everybody in Sigachik, my name is John Norbert, and I've been born and raised here, and this is my country. And the thing we're not doing together is we're not working together. I don't know if we could overcome that, but we'll have to work at it, because if we don't, we'll never do anything, and we'll never complete anything. You'll see how we're going now. That's always be that way. And remember that. I don't want to talk this way, and I like to say lots of better things that we accomplish, but we're not working together, so we have to do that. And remember that. We got our young kids coming up, and I want them to be somebody when they grow up, not the way we are going. I want them to build this town. And I wish everybody a good year, and I wish we could work together. Thank you.
Efforts to rename a park in Ottawa after Mary Papatsi were successful this week. Papatsi was an Inuk woman who went missing in the city in 2017. Her remains were found 5 years later. On Wednesday, Ottawa City Council approved renaming Emond Park in honor of Papatsi. It comes more than a year after the proposal was first made. The idea originated with Ottawa City Councillor Stephanie Plante as a way to reflect Ottawa's Inuit population and shed light on the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Plante says despite the lengthy process, feedback from community members has been positive. Residents of the area and those who knew Papatsi, including family members, told CBC they were in favor of the idea. The NWT's French Language Economic Development Organization is growing. Sedetno has been expanding its bilingual services for job seekers in the territory.
Yes, Sedetno is growing, and sometimes it's scary because we have grown a limit. Some people will say we go too fast, but it's not actually fast. It's because there's a need in terms of services. You start with the core service, and then as you discover some needs, you kind of in between two chairs, you add.
The nonprofit held its annual general meeting Thursday night. Sudetno brought its career services outside the North Slave region for the first time over the last year. It partnered with the town of Inuvik and is hiring in Hay River. It also started a program supporting immigrant women in their job search. Locals in Inuvik, Northwest Territories learned how to cut moose meat this week. Meat from the workshop was then distributed to elders in the community. The CBC's Des Loreen checked it out.
This is called moose à la flamme.
A moose cutting workshop in Inuvik taught new skills and fed the elderly. The Inuvik Native Band hosted the event, with the meat then shared with elders in the community. Local hunter Dennis Allen harvested the moose and led the demonstration.
Yeah, we're cutting up a moose and showing the kids how to cut up moose meat and bagging moose meat for elders and cooking some food for the community.
Allen kept the participants entertained with stories and jokes from his time on the land.
Oh, I was starving one time. I got lost coming back from Makavik and I shot a moose and I was forced to learn how to cut it up.
Oh my gosh. How long were you lost for?
Just about an hour and a half.
The Inuvik Native Band hosts workshops like this to connect people to local cultures.
So we did the hide camp probably about a month ago, and just being able to connect with the culture and getting back to that, because again, not a lot of people get the opportunity to do that.
For local elders, free moose meat means Christmas came early this week. Des Loreen, CBC News, Inuvik.
There you go.
And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Masi Koyanaini, for hosting us this past week in the Delta. We are so grateful we got to be here, and we learned so much. We leave you tonight with a live look at Sigachik and also more views from the community. I'm Megan Roberts in Sigachik, Northwest Territories. Have a great weekend.